out. Sun's up.
It's too early for anything to be up, much less the sun.
We gotta get moving, buddy. We got a long way to ride.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right. Sun is up.
Well, what'll it be? Hot beans and bacon or just jerky and hardtack?
Yeah.
All right, hot beans and bacon it is.
You got a whistle?
Oh, I don't gotta, but I like to. I'm pretty good at it, too. One way to prod a mule.
If there's anything I can't hardly put up with, it's a feller that wakes up in a happy mood.
Is my coffee that bad?
No, look at that. I ain't never seen nothing like that without 3 or 4 belts of booze. I didn't know there's a lake out there.
Lake? There's no water within miles of here.
There may be no water, but that's for sure a boat.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row,
Gently down what stream?
merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row,
down the stream.
your boat,
Merrily, 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 life is but a
merrily,
dream.
merrily, merrily, life is but a dream.
That's all it is, gentlemen. A dream.
Yeah, it appears like one, don't it?
Yeah, sure does.
What a beautiful one on a morning like this. Donald Q. Holt's the name. Don Q for short. That's my daughter, Abigail.
Abby for short.
Yeah, horse cart right here.
Candidate's mine. Handy for short.
A pleasure to meet you, gentlemen.
You're just out rowing, huh?
Yes, fine exercise for the biceps and the chest muscles.
Good for the waistline, too.
Yeah, I imagine, but it seems it'd be a mite better if you did it in water.
True. But as there's no water, I have to make do with what is available.
So you chose grass.
There's no law against it, is there?
No, not that I know of.
I wouldn't want to drift off course.
Drift? Oh, of course not.
Do you think there should be one?
Huh?
A law against rowing in the grass.
No.
If there was one, it'd be a dang foolish law, wouldn't it? I think.
Well, not all laws are sensible, Mr. Cartwright, but if there was one, a foolish one, I mean, I assure you I should not break it.
Paul believes in the law. He upholds it, abides by it, he lives by it.
Unless, perhaps we're trespassing.
I hear the Cartwrights own a lot of property around here. Is this Cartwright land?
Can't be, Pa. I checked the charts real good. This is government land, isn't it?
Oh, yes, but,
See, we lease the grazing rights, so.
Oh. Are we infringing on those rights?
No, I reckon not. I can't figure how one horse and a boat's gonna do much eating.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll up anchor and be on our way.
oh, wait a minute. Please, just one question. What's this all about?
Well, at my age, in fact, at any age, a man should do what he feels like doing when he feels like doing it. After all, none of us know how many tomorrows we have ahead of us, do we? You ready, Abby?
Right, Pa. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 merrily.
I thought you two would be halfway to Elko by now.
Yeah, well, we would have, Paul, but
Something came up.
Well, what would that be?
You know that piece of government range down south of Widow's Peak?
Naturally, that's where I plan to graze those 200 head of steers that you're supposed to be picking up.
well, you see, Paul, we ran into this man out there. Joseph, will you quit that?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You met this man. What about him?
yeah. You see, this man, well, he was a nice man. Nice little man. He had a big stovepipe hat and fancy clothes. He was dressed real well.
Fine. You met a well-dressed man. I'm very happy. Now, what has that got to do with you being here instead of on your way to Elko?
Well, see, Paul, you ain't gonna believe this, but this feller we met out there, he was... Candy, tell him what he's doing. Oh.
He was, rowing in the grass.
This man was rowing?
Candy wasn't exactly rowing.
What?
He was rowing a boat in the grass is what he was doing. He had a horse in front of it. See, the dang boat had wheels on it, and he had a horse in front, and this girl sitting on the horse, see?
Hey, this girl, was she about 5'6", light brown hair, wears it kind of long. Nice smile. A little mole behind her earlobe.
Oh, you know them, do you?
Well, he sure knows her all right.
I didn't know about the mole.
Yeah, right behind the left earlobe.
Yeah, well, we didn't get that close.
Yeah, she'd be Abby Hote. That'd be her father, Don Q. Hote.
Don Q. Hote? I don't believe it.
No, that's fact, Paul. He told us his name. That's him.
Yeah, I met him about 3 years ago down in the Arizona Territory. I was delivering those horses to the Army Remount Depot.
Yeah, were they as nutty as a tree full of squirrels then?
Well, let's say they were kind of unusual, yeah. But nutty, I don't know. At least you couldn't convince the Arizona Pacific Railroad of that.
What do you have to do with them?
I'm not too sure. I never did get the whole story from him, but what the people say, he made the railroad sit up and beg.
And this same feller is rowing a boat across a pasture that we got the grazing rights leased to?
Couldn't you find out why?
Yeah.
Well, he told us.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to row a boat, so he's rowing it. He said a feller ought to do what he wants to when he wants to. Leastwise, that's what he said.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to meet this man right now.
You want us to go with you?
No, you just continue on to Elko and get those steers. Joe, you know them? We're going to meet this Don Q. Hote.
That's the man's name.
Oh, I tell you, the sight of him rowing that boat out across that pasture would make a teetotaler order
A double whiskey, bartender, please.
Mr. Keelot.
Quickly.
Mr. Keelot, you don't drink.
I do now. Pour, please. When cold sober, I see a man in a high hat rowing a boat on wheels through a field of grass, then I think it's high time that I started drinking.
High hat rowing a boat. Sure do sound crazy enough to be him. Sure does. Where'd you see all this, friend?
south of town, near Widow's Peak.
Was he a young feller?
Old. If my horse hadn't had blinders on him, he probably would have bolted.
Are you sure about this, Mr. Keylott?
Pour it. How do I drink this?
Like water, friend.
I've been watching it for 10 minutes, and I still don't believe it.
Why don't you have yourself another little nip? Maybe they'll go away.
Still there.
Now, you know they can't be real.
I'll find out. Hey, you real?
I think so.
She talks real.
Hey, well, does she feel real?
I'll find out.
Well, she sure kicks real. She sure does.
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Sorry? I'll give you something to be sorry about.
I assure you it was an accident.
Well, that's just what you're gonna have.
Let go of him.
Come on, take it.
Get your hands off me, you... Joe Cartwright.
Hi, Abby. I'll be back in a second.
You boys better take Glenn to town.
Oh, well, we wasn't meaning no trouble, Mr. Cartwright.
I know that. You never do. It's that bottle keeps getting you into trouble.
You're purely right, Mr. Cartwright.
We're gonna swear off.
You take the pledge.
I'll help you, boys. Do it the easy way, huh?
You're sure a real help, Joe.
You sure give a man strength.
Anything for a friend.
Now you better get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, going.
Abby, how are you?
Joe, how long has it been?
It's been 3 years. You look better than ever. Hey, Mr. Holt, good to see you.
Delighted to see you, Joseph. Like the cavalry, you arrived in the nick of time.
Oh, Pa, we could have handled them.
You perhaps, my dear, but I'm past the age of fisticuffs.
Excuse me, this is my father, Ben Cartwright. This is Abby Holt, and her father, Mr. Holt.
An honor, Mr. Cartwright.
Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure.
Oh, Don Q. Holt.
Very interesting name.
Actually, Donald Holt. I threw the Q in myself. It gives it a sort of flair, don't you think?
Yes, yes, definitely.
I take it your big son and his friend mentioned meeting me this morning.
Yes, as a matter of fact, they did.
And piqued your curiosity?
I must say it's a most unusual-looking what?
Pop and I like things out of the ordinary.
It's fine exercise. Tones up the muscle. Tears down the waist.
Yes, yes. Nothing but exercise, no other reason?
What other reason should there be, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, of course. None that I can see. I was just wondering if perhaps there was some reason I couldn't see.
Well, let's just say that it's a little eccentricity of mine. I like to startle, shake up people. Any other questions?
No, of course not.
Well, in that case, we'll be on our way.
More exercise?
Of course.
Tone up the muscles, tear down the waist.
Yes. Abby, are you ready?
Yes, Pa. Will I see you again?
Sure. How long are you going to be here?
Oh, a few days, a week, a month at the most.
Oh, then we'll be seeing more of you.
Certainly will, Mr. Cartwright.
Goodbye, Mr. Cartwright. Goodbye, Joe.
All right. Take care, honey.
Goodbye.
What do you think of him?
Well, very lovely girl. Gentleman's a very charming and gracious man.
Well, you didn't say anything about nuttier than a squirrel.
Well, that is one thing he's not. I don't know who he is or what he is or what he's after. But, he's not nutty.
I was just thinking, they might run into some more trouble. I like the drunks, you know?
Well, they might.
It might be kind of neighborly of me if I just kind of rode along with them and, stuck close to them around camp and so forth, just so they wouldn't get in trouble.
Neighborly.
Yeah, I thought so.
Joseph, I think that would be very nice of you.
I can do it? Go ahead. Thanks, Bob.
Is it him? And his daughter and two other men. Take a look.
That guy riding off. It's Ben Cartwright, the man who owns the Ponderosa.
Are you sure?
Ought to be. Worked for him once a long time ago.
Oh, that Holt's a smart man. Cost the Arizona Pacific a fortune. You can bet that whatever's going on down there is going to cost somebody a lot of cash.
You think he's after Cartwright and the Ponderosa?
That seems to figure all right.
Ben Cartwright's a tough old bobcat. He's not about to start giving things away.
Neither was the Arizona Pacific until Don Q came along. Now, we'll let Don Q tangle with the Cartwrights. And whatever he squeezes out of the Ponderosa, we'll squeeze out of him. Pay you more than the $1 a day you make as deputy marshal.
Squeezing money from a thief, huh? Now, that's the kind of work I like. It's almost legal.
You, gonna go rowing again tomorrow?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Pa.
Ask me what?
Oh, whether or not you were gonna go rowing again tomorrow.
Oh, no. I've had my fill of exercise. Perhaps you'd like to try.
Thank you, but no.
He doesn't need any.
No, perhaps he doesn't. Abby, you get away from that fire.
Pa, we have to eat.
But not your cooking. You know, I ascribe the excellent condition of my digestion to the fact that I avoid Abby's cooking as often as possible.
Pa.
Her mother, God rest her soul, was a terrible cook. And that's one talent Abby seems to have inherited from her. Why don't you drag her away from here?
I'd be happy to.
And I'll provide a supper fit for, well, not necessarily a king, but at least edible.
All right, Pa. It's all yours. Come on. You know he's right. I am a terrible cook.
Yeah, well, he seems to know what he's doing.
Oh, he does, and he
Well,
does.
then, why don't we just let him do it? Make supper for one. You and I can go into Virginia City.
3 years, and you haven't changed a bit.
Well, look, a little supper and a midnight ride. What's the matter with that?
Everything.
Like what?
Well, we've got a very busy day tomorrow, and I'm tired, and Ginger's tired.
Ginger? Who's Ginger?
The horse.
Oh. Oh, I don't know why she should be tired. Your father did all the rowing. Look, seriously, what's your father doing rowing around on the grass like that?
Why don't you ask Pa?
Oh, I did. My father did. My brother did. Canty did.
Abby!
Oh, I'm being summoned. I tell you what, if you're very good, I'll let you do the dishes.
Yeah, it seems to me you did the same thing to me in Arizona.
Abby? Mr. Hope?
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day.
It sure is.
How do you like your bacon, raw or burned?
Oh, you're going to do the cooking, huh?
Afraid to take a chance?
No, your father didn't scare me a bit. You don't know what bad cooking is till you've tasted one of my brother Hoss's pancakes. Unbelievably soggy. It smells good.
Strong?
Oh? Well, let's just say that if you put some of this in a wash tub, you could float an ambulance.
Well, I usually make it 2 weeks, so this morning I put some extra coffee in it. Wait till you taste my bacon.
I can't wait. Of course, when you see how bad it makes me feel, you might decide to go to Virginia City with me.
For a late supper and a moonlight ride. It's a bit early for that. The sun's barely up.
Well, if you start early and stay late, that's the ideal way.
Well, we can't go till Pa gets back. He took Ginger.
Where'd he go?
Virginia City.
What for?
Oh, he had to see a man.
You didn't mind me asking who?
A government land agent.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Father rows across some land and he goes in town and sees a land agent. Why would he do that?
It's his business.
Just might be my pa's business, too.
Not gonna try my cooking?
I think I'll take your father's advice and avoid it.
Sure I can do it. But what kind of a fool notion is that? Putting wheels on this old scow.
Never you mind. You do it, and I'll pay you.
Two. 14.
Mr. Keelot?
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, come in. I have to tell you, Mr. Cartwright, that I have been drinking.
Yes, well, I didn't know you did, but...
Actually, I should have started a long time ago.
Why?
When a man comes in here and files a claim to buy 2 sections, 1,280 acres of the finest grazing land in the whole territory at $1.25 an acre, simply because he has rowed a boat around it, well, then I think it's time for all good men to start drinking.
You recorded that claim?
As I am obligated to do by law.
What law?
Oh, I'm glad that you asked me that. That's subsection D under paragraph 2 of subsection capital A under Roman numeral 3 of Article 12 of the Federal Swamp and Marsh Act. And it's a real law.
What are you talking about, Swamp and Marsh Act? We're talking about good, dry grazing land.
Just a minute, Joe, just a minute. Read that
Oh, yeah. Furthermore, a man may claim for $1.25 an acre all of that area which he can row.
I mean, row.
Joseph, go on, Mr. Keeler.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Cartwright. Which he can row over in a boat from sunup to sundown. And that is it.
Well, it's silly. You can't row where there isn't any water.
As the gentleman, Mr. Holt, was at pains to point out, there is nothing in this section about water.
Well, it'll never hold up in court. No?
Well, if I know lawyers, they'll try to make it hold up.
Well, what's that do to our lease?
I'm afraid that you're going to have to take that up with Mr. Holt.
Don't you realize that if this story gets around, every bum, every thief, every drunk in the territory will be roaring around over all our prime grazing land?
What can we do to stop them?
Well, we'll just have to stop them somehow. Oh, we'll get an injunction. Yeah, we'll have Judge Harper serve an injunction on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, stopping you from filing any further claims until this law is amended to include the words "in water."
Oh, that's a splendid idea, Mr. Cartwright.
Now, you'll have to come with us, Mr. Keeler.
Go ahead, Liam. Only I'm afraid that I am not quite able.
There's your injunction, Ben.
Thank you. Mr. Keeler, now you have been served.
Well, thank you very much. May I sit down?
Yeah, Mr. Keeler, right over here.
What are you going to do about the claim that's already been filed, Ben?
Well, let's stand up in court.
In my court, it would.
Oh, I'm afraid we'd stand up in the Court of Appeals, too. So I guess I'm just going to have to deal with the not-so-nutty Don Q. Holt.
Not yet. We'll let Mr. Cartwright finish his business with Mr. Holt. Then we'll take up our business with Mr. Holt.
Feeling they're in for a big surprise.
You think we ought to tell them?
No, let them go. They haven't done that much work in a bunch of Sundays.
You're right, you know. The exercise will do them good. You know, tone up their biceps, trim down their waists.
Get cold.
Yes, my dear, thank you.
There's a grizzly bear standing right behind you.
Yes, dear. This is most interesting. Oh, I beg your pardon. Did you say something?
Nothing important.
This is Oregon homestead law.
Oregon, Pa.
Hmm?
Oregon.
Well, Oregon, whatever you like. To qualify as a homesteader on the land set aside by law for such purpose, the person claiming a homestead must dig a well.
Well, I can understand that. It's always nice to have water.
Yes, but supposing the homestead's on the side of a river or a lake, still you have to dig a well.
Well, that does seem rather foolish.
And the law doesn't specify that the well has got to have water in it. It just says you've got to dig one. You must also build a fence, length unspecified, a house, a cabin with 4 walls, a door, and a roof.
Pa, you're thinking again.
There are some most interesting loopholes in the structure of this law. For instance, it does not say how big the house must be, nor how long it must stay on the homestead in question.
Well, why should it? If it's built there, it's meant to stay there.
Well, that was the presumption of the man who wrote the law, but it needn't be true.
Well, why would anybody move it?
Well, if someone settled on the homestead to work the land, they wouldn't. But if, on the other hand, they were interested in obtaining legal rights to vast amounts of property at no cost,
Well, you and your father came up with a real good one this time, didn't you?
Meaning?
Meaning a real nice swindle.
We've never swindled anyone.
I guess you've been expecting me, Mr. Holt.
Oh, please, not so formal. Don Q. Yes, I did rather think you would be calling on me.
Yes. All right. How much?
You're a blunt man, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, there's no point in beating around the bush. You know I need the grazing rights to that land.
Well,
How much?
I'm not sure of the value. How much were you paying the government?
$1,200 a year.
$1,200 a year.
That's right.
Well, I think we could come to terms.
Well, that depends upon what you consider terms.
You were paying the government $1,200 a year. Suppose we make an agreement that you pay me, say, 12?
$12 what?
Dollars a year.
Dollars?
Frankly, Mr. Cartwright, I had no idea that you leased the rights of the grazing on this land. I just knew it was government land.
I don't get it. If you don't want money, then why'd you bother to file a claim?
Satisfaction. Right, Abby?
Right, Pa.
I don't understand.
You would. If you had been a citizen of the United States for only 5 years and had spent much of that time, as I have, studying the laws of the land.
Well, I still don't.
You're still in the dark, eh?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid that when I put the Q in my name, I shaped my character.
Don Q. Holt. Yes, of course, but, well, you've been successful tilting at windmills.
Just my small contribution to my new country. Yes, I've toppled a few windmills, like this ridiculously written law. I'm sure the filing of my claim will cause it to be sensibly amended.
Well, as a matter of fact, I filed an injunction to do just that. Of course, it won't affect your claim. Now, how long a lease are you willing to give me?
Would you say perpetuity? Forever would be long enough? $12 a year? If that is satisfactory, I can draw out a lease now.
Eminently satisfactory.
Oh.
A swindle.
All right, I'm sorry. Look, I just don't understand your father, that's all.
Few people do.
Well, can you blame him? I mean, you like riding around the country doing this sort of thing? You do. But then I don't understand you either.
I'm an open book.
If you're an open book, my dear, it's a language I have not learned to read yet.
Maybe I'm too much his daughter. I like tilting at windmills, too.
There you are. Your lease.
Oh, not forget the $12.
Oh, no.
And 1, 2. Yeah?
Thank you.
Oh.
Answer a question. Gladly.
The Arizona Pacific Railroad.
Oh, you heard about that, eh?
Yes, I did. I heard you made them sit up and beg. They're a pretty rough outfit. I've had dealings with them. How'd you do it?
Well, their freight rates were outrageous, and they wouldn't lower them. So I decided to float stock in a company to build a competing railroad.
Well, I thought they had the only right of way.
Oh, they do. But I was going to build my railroad in the Gila River.
What? In the Gila River?
Yes. Oh, I had a wonderful plan drawn up. I was going to divert the river and then lay my tracks in the dry riverbed, which, by law, is public land.
Riparian rights, of course. Well, could it have been done?
I haven't the faintest idea. I never thought I'd have to try. You see, when a company is as greedy as the Arizona Pacific, they become easy to bluff. So I bluffed, and they cut their rates in half. Answer your question.
Yes.
I dislike greed in companies, stupidity in laws, and foolishness in men.
My sentiments exactly. Been a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Holt.
Oh, don't you?
Don Q. Ready, Joe?
Yeah, I'll be right there, Pop. Oh, now that this is over, can I see you again?
Just me, not my father.
Yes, open both chest to you.
I like that.
Oh, what about tonight?
Fine.
See you tonight.
Waiting time's over.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Pa, how long are we going to be staying here?
Oh, I thought maybe a couple of weeks.
Do you mind if I see Joe?
Mind? I'd be delighted. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Holt.
You know me?
We've met. Arizona.
Walters. Bert Walters, you work for the Arizona Pacific Railroad.
Still do. Brought the marshal along to serve a paper on you. Legal one.
Oh? What is it?
The lawyer says it's a lien, a writ of attachment impounding everything you own.
On what basis was it issued?
Don't ask me. I'm no lawyer. But it's all legal and proper, isn't it, Marshal?
Legal and proper.
The railroad is suing you.
Oh, how flattering. Well, there's not much to impound, gentlemen. Just 2 horses, 2 bedrolls, and a rowboat.
Plus 1,280 acres of prime grazing land.
Oh.
If you wonder why we know that, we bought the land agent a couple of drinks this morning.
Yes, I imagine he needed one.
Sure did.
So you're putting a lien on the land on behalf of the Arizona Pacific Railroad?
We could. There's some other very interesting possibilities.
Such as?
Well, you've got 1,280 acres of good land that it kind of seems Ben Cartwright wants.
Ben Cartwright's a rich man. You could pay a lot for him.
Pay enough to split 3 ways.
And, what happens to the lien?
Well, that's just a piece of paper. Could be torn up.
It's an interesting idea.
Pa!
What is it, Abby?
Pa, you can't go back on your word to Mr. Cartwright.
There comes a time, Abby, when a man has to think for himself.
But, Pa, you can't.
Abby, I can. Forgive me, gentlemen. A little rebellion in the family.
Pa, you're hurting me.
Good! I hope they sense it.
Pa, what are you up to?
Turning a small profit and teaching two fools a lesson.
But I don't...
You trust me?
Of course.
Then the moment I ride out of here with those two men, you ride over to Ben Cartwright and have him meet me in town.
All right.
Now start to cry. Not another word, Abby. I'll handle this matter. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Now, back to business. I have a little proposition for you.
What?
Frankly, I don't want to become involved here or back in Arizona. I'd like to pull out with a little profit.
What do you mean, pull out?
Well, when I filed the claim on that land, I paid a $100 filing fee.
So?
When the claim is finally registered and approved, there'll be another $1,500 to pay.
I'm listening.
Well, as I want to move on, I'll sell my claim right now.
For how much?
$400.
3.
Done. I'll saddle up. Interesting homesteading laws there. And I bought myself a house.
A house?
Well, it's more of a shack.
We're going to settle down?
Well, no, not exactly. Smithy, will you be ready soon?
Ready now. On wheels?
That's my kind of house.
Quite an idea, don't you think? Abby? Hi, Joseph. Hi, Mr. Cartwright.
What's he gonna do with a house on wheels?
I don't know, but I have a feeling Oregon is going to find out.
Olson, tell Burton they got his currency shipment.
Joe, where did it happen?
Just inside of Rock Canyon, we found the wagon. All dead but Murphy. Easy.
Any idea who did it?
Murph came around just long enough to say 3 men with masks.
The sheriff was just telling me that Logan brothers were headed this way through Laramie.
There's only 2 of them, aren't there?
It's easy enough to get a third gun.
The job has their brand on it. They don't leave any witnesses.
Let's hope Murph pulls through.
Well, you saw him. I don't give much for his chances.
No. Better go see his wife.
Hey, mister. I seen him. I seen who done it.
Who?
Stretch and Bo Logan.
You saw the holdup?
No, mister. But I seen the men right afterwards.
Did you see the third man? Who was he?
No, mister. I didn't see him too good. Why, it could be anybody.
Candy, you go ahead and get the sheriff. I'll get her up the street while she's still alive.
Better take her to our place.
Hey, mister, I don't hurt Father.
Nothing to see. There's not going to be nothing to see.
Come in, Sheriff.
How's Murph? No chance. Doc says it's just a matter of hours.
Clem, this is the young lady who saw the holdup.
Oh?
Why don't you tell me about it, Jenny?
Yeah, well, coming here, we passed that Rock Canyon place where it happened. It must have been, half hour after that we heard some shooting. Remember, Paul?
Might have been hunters, anything.
Go ahead.
Well, then we come to a stand of trees of the road near a pond.
Indian Grove?
Yeah, well, that's where we made camp. Well, but Paul, he fell asleep, so I went down to the pond to take a bath, and that's where I was when I seen him, hidden in some reeds.
Jenny, how come you know the Logans by name?
Well, I seen him once in Laramie at a dance. I wasn't supposed to go.
Well, what about the other man that was with him? The third man?
Oh, well, he was sort of hidden. He was watering the horses, you know. But Bo and Stretch, they was laughing about having enough money to open up their own bank.
Well, we know who. We just have to catch them. Until we do that, young lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to lock you up.
No, sir. She ain't done nothing. You can't put her in jail.
Well, it's just for her protection. She's a witness.
Till we catch the killers.
Well, how long will that take? A week? A month?
You can't keep her in jail for a month. We're going to Reno. Yeah, we're going to Reno.
Put her up in the hotel. The bank ought to be glad to foot the bill.
Well, both of us, then. You're not leaving me standing in the street.
Sure, both of you?
Wait a minute, Sheriff. Hotel would be worse than the jail. It's harder to guard.
You let waiters tell you what to do around here?
Mr. Winters, this is Jim Cutter, and he was Marshal of Abilene for 15 years. He and his wife happened to run this cafe also.
Yeah, well, I didn't know him, sir.
You know, I have an idea the Logans won't show up here. Too many people know him, but it's that third fellow we have to worry about.
Uh-huh. A couple of rooms at the hotel would do for a decoy. One for Mr. Winters there, the other one locked, guarded, and empty. And meanwhile, I'd sneak that young lady out of town to some place where anybody who didn't belong could be spotted a mile away.
Hmm. In Ponderosa?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fine. The only thing is, we can't be standing guard all day. At least a couple of us would have to be riding with a posse just to make it look right.
Well, even if the Logans get wise, they won't attack till night. I'll go out every evening after closing. I can still use a gun.
So can I. She ought to have a woman around the house anyhow. Come on, honey.
They're coming.
Get out. Get in the house fast.
Come here, hurry.
Come on.
Relax, honey. You're safe now. Miss Jenny Winters, Joe Cartwright, Candy.
Howdy, man.
Welcome to the Ponderosa, Jenny.
I'll take you up to your rooms.
Thanks.
I'll do that.
No, it's all right.
You said you wanted to take the first guard trip, remember?
Yeah, but that's when you told me she was old and fat. Do you remember?
Can I see her?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm on guard duty. It's old and fat.
Jenny?
You know, there's a posse town not 2 miles down from here.
They passed within 50 yards of us this morning. We got the money stashed. Day or two, we'll just ride into town like passing saddle tramps.
It ain't gonna be that easy, Stretch. Shotgun rider's still alive.
He was yours, Bo.
No, look. Shotgun rider ain't gonna make it. He ain't the one to worry about.
And what are you sweating us for?
Remember that wagon that passed while we were laying for the stage? Had a man and a girl in it. You said they looked familiar.
Yeah?
They was. Girl says she seen us.
We were in cover. They were long gone when the stage came.
Look, I'm just telling you. We must have passed them again someplace.
Close enough to describe us?
She did better than that. She called you by name. Stretch and Bo Logan.
She did, huh?
She sure did.
That's too bad. That's just the kind of talk that can get her dead.
Come in.
Land's sakes, you up already?
I was too excited. I couldn't sleep too good. I've never had a room all to myself like this before.
Why didn't you go downstairs?
Well, I didn't want to get in the way.
When you're a guest on the Ponderosa, this is your home.
You know, I've never seen nothing like the Ponderosa before.
Cartwright's worked hard for this.
I bet I look a sight. One dress to my name. Maybe I'll get a bucket and wash it out.
Jenny, you don't have to worry about that. I tell you what, though. I'll bring a couple of dresses in tonight.
They'd know they was hand-me-downs.
I mean new ones.
Oh, I ain't asking for charity.
All right, call it a loan. Pay me back out of your share of the reward money.
Reward money?
You didn't know?
Well, I didn't even think about it.
Honey, those men robbed a stage. Money belonging to the bank. There's always a reward.
Yeah, for the man who catches them.
Well, no use catching them if they can't convict them. That's why you'll be needed to tell your story in court.
Well, how much would I get?
A few thousand at least. Coming down.
A few thousand? I can't even count to a few thousand. Holy cow.
Oh, morning.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. They started out to be eggs.
Where's Hop Sing?
San Francisco.
I better ride out early. Let Jim close up nights. Before you poison that poor girl to death. I'll fix her something she can eat.
Could you fix enough for everybody? Could you make some biscuits?
Is this right?
Here. What are you doing? You got your eyes closed.
Well, I know, but the noise, it scares me and it keeps jumping. Here, you do it. I can't do it.
Well, look, now, you can't hit anything if you don't have your eyes open, all right? Now, watch. You just take it slow and easy. Don't jerk the trigger. Just squeeze it. See what I mean? Yeah, now you try.
I'll never be able to do that.
Sure you will. Just make sure you're looking at what you're shooting at. That's it. Pull it back.
I can't see from here. Can't we move out?
Yeah, all right. How about here, huh? Close enough? Closer than that, and you trip over it. All right, come on. Now, look. This time, get it out there straight. Pull this back. Watch your thumb. Now, get this line. And see this little sight right here on the end? Line that right up in that groove right there. All right, now. Now, squeeze.
You mean I hit it?
Well, you're darn right you hit it. You kidding?
I don't believe it.
Look at that, right in the middle. What do you mean you don't believe it? Weren't you what? Did you have your eyes closed again? Now, what did I tell you? Well, all right, I'm going to throw you in.
Oh, no, Joe, I promise. Cross my heart. Cross my heart.
You keep your eyes open?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, I don't know what I mean. That was lovely, Jenny. Just lovely.
Jenny, you've made an old man's day.
Well, it's time for bed.
Say, honey, remember we used to dance like that?
That's just what I was thinking.
Do I have to go up? I'm not tired a bit.
Of course not. Good night.
Good night.
Hey. Where'd you learn to dance like that?
I didn't learn. Well, I was thinking of what the tune was saying, and then I was trying to do it.
Oh, come on now. You've been to dances.
Yeah, but just to watch.
And the men didn't ask you to dance?
Yes, but I told them my foot hurt or something. I mean, I wasn't going to go out there on that floor and make a fool of myself in front of everybody.
It's not hard to dance with a fella. Let me show you.
Oh, no, thank you. Kindly, but see, well, see, Joe, he's teaching me how to shoot. And I figure if he wants me to learn to dance, he'll teach me.
Joe, I'm gonna let you in a little secret, Jenny. Now, Joe's real good at shooting. He's almost as good as me. But he don't know a hoot about dancing. So I'll show you. Come on. What's the matter with your little finger?
Oh, well, I got that caught in the door once. It's been crooked ever since.
You're really a wreck, aren't you?
You think that's bad? Look at here. See them two marks right there? A big old rattler. He'd like to kill me.
That's not a snake bite.
Well, it is, too.
Well, then he must have been a mighty big snake because his teeth are about that far apart.
Well, it wasn't funny seeing him come flying through the air at me like that.
Flying?
Well, you can laugh. Must have been more than a week they was expecting me to die.
Jenny, a rattler can't strike more than half his own length.
Now, look here, Candy. I'm telling you how it was.
And I'm telling you that's not a snake bite. You want to see a snake
no,
bite?
No, I do not. You and my pa, you're just alike. You think you know everything without waiting to be told. Good night.
Look, I'm sorry. All right, it's a snake bite. All right. It's a big snake bite. Jim?
Yeah?
Keep her up there.
We better stay here till we find out who it is.
It's all right, Candy, it's me. All right, come on, let's go. Find him out of Twin Forks, he had a little trouble
Don't
driving
shoot.
the wagon.
Don't you?
Nobody's gonna shoot you. Go on in the house. Go on. What do you come out here for?
Yeah, he's drunk, who knows?
Do you think he was followed?
It's too dark to tell, I don't think so.
What does he think, we're playing some kind of a game?
I don't know, ask him.
You ask him. It's my turn to pull guard.
Yeah, all right.
Pa, why can't you never do anything right?
Ah, shut up. Head said.
All right, let's go upstairs.
We can handle it. Just tell us which room.
It's Hoss's bedroom, last door on the right.
Check my lights. All right.
Got him all right?
I didn't want my dad here. Honest, I didn't.
Well, there's no harm in his being here as long as nobody followed him.
Yeah, but if they did follow him, they'd know where I was at.
I don't think they did.
Joe, I'm scared. Don't let him kill me.
Don't you worry, nobody's gonna hurt you. I'll see to that.
What are we going to do today, Joe?
Yeah, it's my turn to stand watch.
Can I come?
No, I don't think so. Not after last night. I don't think your father was followed, but I don't think we're gonna take any chances.
I want to be with you, Joe.
You'll be all right. Candy will be here.
Why can't he stay out on guard?
Because it's my turn. What's the matter? Something wrong between you and Candy?
No.
Yeah, well, you say no, but it sounds like you mean yes.
Well, I guess it was my fault. He made me mad.
You know, I've been thinking, Mr. Cartwright, while I'm out here, I want to do what work I can.
Hey, we'll find something for you. Why don't you stay with Jenny anymore?
Right, anything at all, Mr. Cartwright, anything. I want to show my gratitude.
Lock the door when I go in.
Hold it, Miss Ponderosa. You living mighty high on the hog, ain't you?
Well, you ain't doing so bad either, Paul. The bank was paying for you in town.
Watch your mouth.
I ain't gonna have no more scars, Paul. I ain't gonna take no more beatings. I wish you'd go back to town.
I bet you do. You wouldn't be thinking about that reward money, would you?
I should have known that's why you come here. All that about being proud and doing your share is the only reason you could stay here. Well, I like it here, Paul. I think I'm gonna tell them all about you.
Bet you do like it here. Like mother, like daughter. Listen, you watch your mouth, or I'll do some telling my own self.
Hey, see anybody?
No, all clear.
Good. You can take it easy the rest of the day. Spend a little time with Jenny.
Some strange reason I think she'd rather be with you.
I don't say anything strange about that. Any girl with a little common sense and good eyesight's gonna feel that way.
What I like about you, Joe, modest.
Yeah. Hey, you know, come to think of it, her eyesight isn't too good. I was trying to teach her to shoot the other day. She couldn't even see the target.
I couldn't have been her fault. Must have been the target.
Hey, what's the matter between you two?
I don't know. I guess I hurt her feelings. I didn't believe rattlesnakes could fly. Well, she's got some wild stories.
Hey, well, do me a favor. Try to get along with her. I don't want to be the only man in her life.
Yeah, I think she's developing a little crush on you, isn't she? You're sure a little better than her old man.
Thanks a lot. I just finished talking to her father. He wants to help her around the ranch.
Was he sober?
Sober as he ever gets, I suppose. He's willing to work.
All right with me, as long as he stays out of my way.
Well, he should. Jenny told me he owned a horse ranch before her mother died.
Well, you believe that, huh?
Well, why not?
Should I ever tell you about the time I tied this little old red ant to a bale of hay and he pulled that thing about
Kenny, I'd love to hear about it, but I've got to go on watch.
Hey, I'm going to go into town to get the mail, all right?
Yeah, hey, check on Murph while you're there, too, will you?
Yeah, I intend to.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Ken.
Hello, Kenny.
Hi.
Give us some coffee.
Oh, yeah, don't mind if I do. Murph is still hanging on. I stayed as long as I could. He didn't open his eyes.
At least he's not feeling anything.
Woman that's taking care of him says he comes to whenever Doc changes his bandages. Do you see Doc at all?
Sure. He comes in every evening after supper. We never closely does.
I want to leave a note for him. Something I want him to ask Murph if he gets a chance.
Here's some paper.
And it wasn't long after she died that Paul, he just lost everything.
How old were you then?
Oh, well, 7 or 8, maybe. Paul, he always talked about getting another place someday, but, well, we never did.
How'd you live?
Well, we just got in that big wagon and started working harvest. Roundups, shocking wheat, picking fruit, moving around from here and there and back again. Well, I learned me a lot of things. I never had no time to learn me woman things, though.
What kind of woman things?
Oh, you know, Joe. Things like how to put your hair up pretty. Well, and fix yourself so... Well, so maybe as a man will look at you more than once.
Well, I'll tell you, as pretty as you are, I imagine there'd be a whole line of men wanting to look at you more than once.
If I ever lights anywheres. Well, can't you just see me pouring tea in the parlor of my wagon? Some other things I've been missing, too. You know, like reading and writing.
No, wait a minute. I saw you reading a book this morning.
Oh, Joe, I was just holding that book. I was looking at all them pictures, wishing and dreaming I was where those pictures were.
Hey, well, look, I'll teach you to read if you want.
Would you honest?
Sure, no problem. But you gotta make me a promise.
What's that?
Don't close your eyes.
Oh, Joe, stop funning me about that. Of course, you know, I've been talking like I was going to stay here forever, and I'm not. And when they catch them fellers, I'll never see you again.
Oh, why not? I thought you were gonna use the reward money to settle down around here.
Well, you won't have to stay with me anymore. You'll be free to see all them lady friends you'd be seeing if you weren't stuck here.
Yeah, probably. Of course, you'll be free to see all those new men friends of yours, too.
Not if you say not.
It's Candy. My turn on lunch. Hey, Jim.
Yeah?
Jim, I'm going out to relieve Candy.
Be right down.
Good enough. Oh, thank you. That's it. Thanks very much. You sure lock that door when I go out. Oh, let me give you a hand with some of
Now you just sit, Joe. Don't fuss about me.
it. Smells good.
Did I bring in the butter? Right here.
Let me help you with you.
Very nice of you to wait for me.
I hope you like goulash, Mr. Winters.
Huh? Beggars can't be choosers. Besides, I'll eat anything that don't eat me first. Huh?
Pa, you're drunk. You make me sick to my stomach.
Huh?
You stole that bottle of wine, too, didn't you?
That's all right, Jenny.
Here, Mr. Winters. What you need is something on your stomach.
My stomach needs a little touch of this medicine. You better hand that back to me, Miss Uppity.
No, Pa, you already had too much.
I expect my daughter's told you about that horse ranch I own. Yeah, bring it back. I never owned a horse ranch. The only thing I ever owned was a clod of dirt. The story's just one of her whoppers. I especially told you about how her mother died of the cholera, too. You want to pass that bottle back to me, sweetheart? The truth is, her mother ran off with a soldier and left me alone with a 8-year-old brat.
I better see to her.
A little late tonight.
Yeah, no candy, half an hour. I hope I don't miss supper.
No, save some for me, will you?
All right.
Morning, Joe.
Mrs. Cutter, how is she?
She didn't sleep a wink.
Yeah, that figures. Felt like hitting her father on the head with that bottle last night.
It wouldn't have helped.
I suppose you're right. I could get some sleep. I've been on watch all night.
Joe, are you going to sleep now?
Yeah, for a little while. You gotta do the same.
Yeah, guess so. I'm sorry about last night, Joe.
Forget it.
It was just that I wanted to be someone, you know? I got all these dreams.
Hell, everybody does.
Is it the same way with you?
It's the same way with all of us. Get some sleep.
Joe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm only going to sleep when you do. Then we can always be awake at the same time. Joe, I love you something awful. You don't even have to love me back.
Hey, Orville. Hey, Orville. Hey. Howdy.
Just doing this good.
Don't work too hard, old buddy. It's a hot day. How about if I bring you a nice big lemonade?
Lemonade? What's that?
Hey, when you worked that horse ranch, how long did you work it?
Oh, 4 or 5 years about. Just Jenny was 4, she's almost 9. Ain't anything about horses she don't know.
What kind of stock?
Or just about anything you can name. Any kind of breed. We even had a stallion. Come all the way from Arabia.
Arabia?
Yeah, in Europe.
I'm going to be building some fence over here. You want to pick up a shovel and help me?
I can't. I hurt my back. It's horse kicked me. Stallion.
Kick you right to the place that makes you work, huh? Suit yourself, old buddy.
Hey, when do we eat? Jenny. Oh, you know, I don't feel so good. They've been working me hard as can be.
I don't want to talk to you, Pa. I'm afraid what I might say.
You don't mind doing the dishes, do you, Orville?
No. Pleasure's me, ma'am. Pleasure me.
Candy, can I get you some more cake?
Oh. No thanks, Miss Cutter. I think you're trying to fatten me into a hog.
I clean forgot. Doc come in this morning. Said Murph was conscious a while last night. Said to give you this.
Well, thanks. Is Murph getting any better?
Doc says it's a miracle he's hung on this long.
Hi, Doc. How's Murph?
He died an hour ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Close at 6, mister.
The fella just left.
That was Doc. We never close up till he finishes. If it's nothing I have to cook, there's a little stew left.
I like stew.
But you gotta finish by the time I get through cleaning up.
Finish, please.
What are you doing?
Just help me close up.
Do I have to tell it again?
Why not?
What's the point?
I don't know. Maybe you forgot something. You were bathing in the pond when you first saw the Logans, is that right?
I hid in the reeds.
But you went back to the wagon and you didn't mention it to your father. Why?
Well, I'll tell you why. 'Cause of him. I can't talk to a man or go dance without him making something wrong out of it. Saying that I was like my mother. He'd acted as if I was in the water just 'cause I knew they was going to be there.
That pond is, 30 feet wide, 40 at the most. And you saw the Logans clearly, and yet you couldn't identify the man who was with them?
He was hidden behind the horses.
Oh, you did see the horses?
Yes.
When I talked to Murphy the other day, he was delirious. And he kept mumbling something about an Appaloosa. That's a pretty rare breed around here.
Yeah, Appaloosa's a rare breeding place.
I thought maybe it was one of the bandits' horses, so I left a message for the doc. A little while ago, we got an answer.
Oh, what's that got to do with me?
You know horses, Jenny. It seems strange to me you didn't mention their breed to the sheriff.
Oh, I didn't think about it then. I mean, he didn't come straight out and ask me about it. But come to think of it, you're right. One of them was an Appaloosa. Joe? Joe, what's the matter, Joe? Joe, honest.
Jenny, the other day you couldn't see a target 30 feet away, but you don't have any trouble identifying the Logans all the way across the pond.
Yeah, but I seen an Appaloosa.
Here's the note from the doctor identifying the 3 horses. A black, a sorrel, and a chestnut. There's no Appaloosa.
Who says?
Somebody who was really there, Jenny. Murph.
Oh, she lied. You see, it's in the blood.
Was a lie, wasn't it, Jenny? Wasn't it?
You're right. I didn't see them. I didn't see anyone. I made it all up. Well, I've been lying so much, I don't know what the truth is anymore.
Jenny, don't you realize you were going to go into court and accuse 3 men of murder? 3 men who might hang on your testimony?
She wanted that reward.
That's not true. Joe, you don't believe that, do you? I didn't know nothing about that reward until I got here. Anyways, everybody says the Logans done it.
Jenny, it doesn't make any difference what everybody says. Suppose they're innocent.
Oh, I'm all mixed up.
Now there ain't gonna be no reward.
Jenny, why? Why did you lie?
Because I wanted to be someone. Because all my life I've been living off the back of a wagon.
She's a liar, just like her mother. You wanted that reward.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Is that what you want to know, the truth? Well, that's the truth. Because if I got that reward, I might got a chance to get away from you.
How do you like that? After all I done for her. She's no good, just like her mother.
Why don't you give her a break, Orville, and get out of here?
Huh?
Go, get out.
the gun.
I ain't got nothing.
I heard our buggy. Jim?
It wasn't Jim, Elliot. It was a man dressed in Jim's clothes.
No. Oh, no.
Come on, Jenny, let's get going.
You know, if it wasn't for me, Jim Cutter would still be alive. That's one thing I'll never forget.
Hilda doesn't blame you for that.
Well, I know that. She told me that. She even told me I could help her in a cafe.
Sounds like kind of a good way to start over.
I know it. I'm not going with him. Do you know that?
You want me to tell him?
Oh, no. This is something I've got to do myself.
Hey, what kept you? Get in.
No, Paul. I ain't going with you. You might as well go on.
Girl, you must be funning me.
No, Paul. I hope you luck. And I hope you do the same for me.
You come back here. Come on. Where are you going? You do what I say, and there'll be nobody to take care of you. All right. Go ahead. I don't need you. Just like your mother. Bad blood. I knew it all the time. That's in the blood.